Basically, all these modern compact tractors with over 25 horsepower have a ticking time bomb in them. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and today I want to share some information with you that I just found out today, and then I did some research to try to back up what I heard, and I believe that a lot of us, by following a common piece of advice that's given to a lot of people, we may be doing some damage to our diesel engines on our tractors and possibly costing ourselves a more quick descent into an expensive repair. So I'm out here doing a pretty major hydraulic upgrade, and I called someone to talk about the topic. And this guy I was talking to is pretty darn sharp, and he was telling me, just in another part of the conversation, that there's a myth that just is not true, and that myth is that to cause your tractor to go into regen less often, you want to run your tractor RPMs higher. Just keep those RPMs maxed out all the time. You won't regen as often, and your DPF or your DOC filter will last longer. Well, turns out I believe he's right, and that information is wrong. You do not want to run full throttle when your tractor is not under load. And I saw a really good video from John Deere explaining this in great detail. As I was doing my research, this video to me was the tipping point to really say, just because something is repeated a lot of times doesn't make it accurate. So it doesn't matter that my dealership told me, my John Deere dealership told me, run those RPMs high. That doesn't mean it's right, the fact they said it. And the fact that a lot of my friends who make YouTube tractor videos say it, and that I say it in videos, that doesn't mean it's accurate. So, what I've found to be the truth from the research I've been trying to do on it is you want to keep your tractor under load while it's running. You want to work it hard is the term. And I think the understanding that you want to be working it hard under load can easily get mistranslated into turn your RPMs up. Because the keeping it under load means utilizing all of the horsepower being generated by the engine. So if you're at idle and you're puttering around, you're using most of the horsepower being generated. If you crank the throttle up and still just putter around, that is the worst possible thing you could do for causing soot to build up in your DPF filter. And that's what most of us are interpreting that advice to mean. When in reality, you want to do the opposite. You want to only turn the throttle up when it's when the machine requires it to do the work that you're doing. So to keep your hours low on your DPF filter, you want to intensively run your PTO and use your auto throttle. And what else that's doing for you is saving fuel. Basically, all these modern compact tractors with over 25 horsepower have a ticking time bomb in them. It's not a matter of if you're going to have a problem, it's just a matter of when. And what we want to do is maximize how long it is before that when gets to us. And what I'm talking about is eventually that regen system will have to be professionally serviced or the filter replaced. And it will be expensive. Or some people will delete it. I'm not here today to have an opinion on whether or not you delete your tractor. Everyone else can make their own grown-up decisions about that. But what I'm saying is there'll be a cost to deleting. There'll be a cost to professionally servicing that filter. And I don't want to do any of it until I have to. I want to run the tractor the way it is until it's a problem. And apparently, the best way to do that is trust your auto throttle. Only use the amount of RPMs that you need. And the reason I say trust your auto throttle is it compensates. When you want to go faster, it throttles up. When you don't, it throttles down. It's doing a little bit of that work for you just so you're not constantly working that lever back and forth. And everything I'm saying only applies to a hydrostat. It's going to be a different story if you're in just changing gears, right? And then you're going to probably run a higher throttle with that tractor. Now, one problem with what I'm talking about is loader work, where you kind of need more throttle to lift that scoop. And basically, the only way to keep your throttle down is to be messing with it all the time. Unless you do the hydraulic upgrade that I'm working on right now, which allows you to get full lifting power without increasing your throttle. So that's another alternative that we'll get to in another video. But that's it for this video. I'll put a link in the description to the John Deere video explaining why you don't want to run at full throttle. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.